Today's Shiur, B'siyata D'Shmaya, will be Binyana D'Yom of Chanukah, with a focus on the Adlokas HaMenorah in the Beis HaKnesses. In the past, maybe it was 2-3 years ago, we spoke here in the morning koil, the Menorah for lighting in Beis HaKnesses, why we light in Beis HaKnesses. In today's Shiur, Be'ez Hashem, we're going to focus and elaborate where in the Shul are you supposed to put the Menorah. Just like the Gemara in Shabbos says, when you light the Menorah at home, there's a place, Pesach, Beisai, B'chutz. I believe we went through that as well. Also, you can't just put the Menorah anywhere in your house. You put it by your door. So too in the Shul, you don't just put it down somewhere convenient, on a table, somewhere in the Shul. There's a place where to put the Menorah. The Shulchan Aruch and Hilchas Chanukah, Siman Tafresh Ayin Aleph. That's the siman that speaks about the Seder Adlaka Umokam Hanachasai. That siman speaks where you should put the Menorah. And it's Be'ikr Neigeya, all the halachas where you put the Menorah in the house. The Shulchan Aruch and Siv Zayin says, Uba Beis HaKnesses, where is the Mokam Hanachasei? Where do you put the Menorah in Shul? Says the Shulchan Aruch, Menichai B'koisel Darim. You put it, where do you put it? B'koisel Darim. So just to understand, in this room, we daven to Mizrach, we face this way. Darim is over here, this is Darim, and that's Safan. And in the back is Ma'ariv. So you come in the back of the Shul from Ma'ariv, facing Mizrach. We're facing Mizrach. And when you're facing Mizrach, to the right is Darim. So the Shulchan Aruch says, if you want to know where to put the Menorah in Shul, you put it on the right side. Menichai b'Darim, that's clear. And the Shulchan Aruch says, you have to change a little bit the gears. It says, Oi b'Darim HaMenorah, but it's really, you put it b'Darim ki'Menorahs HaMenorah. Like the Mikdash. Keneres HaMenorah. Was heißt? Just like in the Beis HaMikdash. Just like in the Beis HaMikdash, the Menorah was b'Darim. Just like the Menorah in the Beis HaMikdash was b'Darim, so too, we also put the Menorah over here, we also put it b'Darim. Just to show how it was, and as we'll see, it's a little bit different. But in the Beis HaMikdash, the Menorah is b'Darim. The Gemara says, it's a Gemara in Bava Basra, Omer Rabbi Yitzchak, haroitze sheyachkem, somebody that wants chachma, wants to become smart, when he davens yadrim, he should tilt a little bit, either his head or b'chlal, yadrim face darim, which would mean, for us, when you're davening in shul, you should tilt a little bit to the right. Yadrim, and the Gemara says, v'simonach u'menorah b'darim. So the Menorah was on the Darim side. So too, we put the Menorah in Shul on the Darim side. So as we'll see, Behemshech of the Shiur, when you go into Shul and it's on the Darim, first of all, you'll know that it's supposed to be on the Darim on the right side. That's clear. If it's not on the right side, it's most likely a mistake. We'll see you go through a little bit more. And the reason for that is B'doimeh to the Beis HaMikdash.
You should try and face the Menorah while davening. It's talking about the whole davening? Or just
not to face the Menorah. You're supposed to face to the right.
No, I'm saying lean towards, that's the idea we face. I'm not lean. Is that talking about Daf Shemay Esrei or throughout the whole davening?
I don't remember. I think Dachzach it's Shemay Esrei, but with the Ma'ayim more in the halacha. Here's, I just made a drawing of how it is in the Beis HaMikdash. We'll understand in a minute. The Kodesh HaGadoshim is the Ma'ariv, west. We daven by the Koisel, we're also davening Mizrach, because we're standing by the western wall, by the Koisel HaMaravi, and we're facing Mizrach. But this is important, you'll see in a second why. Here, you come into the Beis HaMikdash, you come in as a Snashim, the Heichel, you come in from the Mizrach, facing the Ma'ariv, walking towards the Kodesh HaKadoshim. And over here, on the Tzafan side was the Shulchan, the Menorah was b'Darim. it's kedai to be mitzayin. The in Michtav Sefer, that's a son of the Chassam Sefer, has a whole long tshuva. The first tshuva in his Sefer, he goes to his barichas, it's pages and pages, to bring out that our shul, which is a Migdash Ma'at, is made bedoima to the Beis HaMikdash. The Arna Kodesh that's in the front is bedoima to the Kodesh HaKadoshim that had the Aron. Then he says that the minig, at least by him, was that the Amid was in front of here. The Amid, a lot of places, it's on the side of the Aron HaKodesh, where the Baal Tefillah stands. A lot of places, the Befrat Nusach Ashkenaz, it's in front, facing the Aron Kodesh. That's connected the Mizbeach HaPnimi. Then the Bima is the Mizbeach HaChitzon. And then he says that the Menorah that we have, Chanukah, is bedoima to what was in the Beis HaMikdash, that is bedorim. So the first halacha, which is crystal clear, the Menorah, the Shulchan Aruch says bedorim, is bedoima to the Beis HaMikdash, that was bedorim. That's clear. But it's important to understand that for us, Darim is to the right. In the Beis HaMikdash, Darim was on the left. Why? Like I showed over here in the Beis HaMikdash, you walked in from Mizrach. You were facing Ma'ariv, the opposite of what we do. We walk in from Ma'ariv. So us walking in from Ma'ariv to Mizrach, where is the Darim side? Darim is over here to the right. So we put the Menorah on the right side. In the Beis HaMikdash, walking in from east, from Mizrach, going to the Kodesh HaKadoshim, walking in this way, the Menorah over here, the Darim side, was on the left. So we're doing it like the Beis HaMikdash to put it on the Darim side. However, even though it's on the Darim side, for us it's on the right. In the Beis HaMikdash, it was on the left. And the emes is that the Darkei Moshe brings that there are minhagim, there were minhagim, that actually the Menorah should not be bedarim. The Shulchan Aruch says bedarim, there were minhagim that it's actually not bedarim, it's betzafen. That means on the left side of the shul, bedoimit to the Beis HaMikdash, that the Menorah is on the left side. The Beis HaMikdash had darim and it was the left. We can't get both. It's either darim to the right or the left, and then it's tzafen. The Shulchan Aruch says bedarim. The Darkei Moshe, the Rabbi, says that there were some that had the minig actually on the left and not bedarim. Fine. But what's kedai to be metzayin, which is interesting, in Shailas Teshuvas B'Tzeila Chachma, he was the Rav in Australia, and he speaks about Australia that's on the other side of the world, facing wherever you are, you face Yerushalayim, the Beis HaMikdash, the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So, very good. Australia is facing for most of the part, they're facing the opposite. Bedoima, like in the Beis HaMikdash, in Australia they daven Ma'ariv. We daven Mizrach. You get the Mizrach, to sit on the Mizrach. In Australia, you get to sit on the Ma'ariv. That's the front. Because you're facing, that's how you're facing. If you take a look over here, a little bit in show and tell today. Over here, this orange is Australia. And this little circle is Eretz Yisrael compared to Australia. So this is the map. Here's north. So if Australia is over here facing Eretz Yisrael, it's a little bit it's a slant. But if you daven this way, you're davening to Ma'ariv. Australia is over there, you're davening to Ma'ariv.
Was in Chanukah, they also daven.
Yeah, and the emes is these places in Eretz Yisrael.
You have to look for west. In Australia, you have to look
for west. Yeah, exactly. You have to look for west, and they daven in the west. And the emes is that if you're in East Jerusalem or certain places, Ma'ala Adumim, I reached out to some people in Eretz Yisrael, tour guides, to find out these are many shuls in Eretz Yisrael that are facing the Makam HaMikdash, davening Ma'ariv. We daven for most of the part, a lot of the part. You daven by the Koisel Maravi, you're davening to Mizrach. But if let's say you'd be on the other side, let's say Har HaZeisim, there is a shul over there on Har HaZeisim, but a shul over there is facing where we daven by the Koisel Maravi. If you're on the other side, then you're davening to Mizrach. So then, if you the other way around, then what comes out? It comes out that you have both. If you're facing in Australia, if you're davening to Ma'ariv, so very good. Then the Durham side is to the right. So then you have everything to the left. I'm sorry, Durham is to the left. Durham is to the left. We have Durham to the right, but over there, if you just like in the Beis Hamikdash, Durham. However, sometimes you have the opposite. Let's say in Be'er Sheva, you're south. If you're south and you're davening north, and in Australia also, if you saw, it's a little bit on a slant. So some shuls actually daven north. It's northwest, but west. If you daven west, we said it's moiridik. You have everything. But if you daven north, so then Durham south, how does it work? You put a Durham on the back wall of the shul. So he says, this is why he writes the shul, but he says you don't put it on the back. So for that, we rely on being bedoimet to the Beis Hamikdash, that it should be on the left. To be on the left. So if you're facing, the left would be soften. Let's figure this out. If you're facing north, so what's on the right, east or west?
Right.
But you don't put it. No, you're right. You're facing north.
The Aron is in the north.
If the Aron HaKodesh, you're facing north. So Al Kapanim, you put the Menorah. The Menorah is going to be, is it east or west? You put the Menorah on the left, bedoimet to the Beis Hamikdash, even though it's not Durham. So what do we have so far? Let's be Mesuda, very organized. So far we have clearly, you put the Menorah, and you gave it to us, Acheinu B'nai Yisrael, in America, if you daven, we're davening Mizrach, you put the Menorah on the Durham side. That's what you'll find, more or less, I think, in any shul. The Menorah is on the right of the Aron Kodesh. Now, does it have to be all the way to the front, mamash, by the Mizrach side? Could you put it in the middle of the shul? We saw before you don't put it on the back, but could it be anywhere in the shul? Does it have to be towards the front? So it's interesting to note the Brisker Rav has a shtickle.
Depends where you're putting it.
What'd you say?
It depends where you're putting it. You're doing the Beis Hamikdash on the left, or you're doing the
So we put a lamais on the Durham side that's on the right, but we're doing it bedoimet to the Beis Hamikdash now.
Hamikdash wasn't in the front. So if you're doing the
So let's see like this. It wasn't in the front in the Beis Hamikdash. So lamaisa.
in the back of the car.
Very good. The Brisker Rav al Torah, the black sefer, he brings a sefra, and he explains the sefra the following. The pasuk in Parshas Truma says that the shulchan was bitzafen, and then the pasuk also says, interesting pasuk. Then the pasuk says, besides that it was bitzafen, the pasuk says that it was outside of the paroiches. V'samtas hashulchan mechutz leparoiches means outside of the paroiches, outside of the kodesh hakadoshim. Why is it a geya? The teretz is mechutz leparoiches. It should be samach to the paroiches. There's a sefra that says it on the pasuk. And this is where the Brisker Rav is on the pasuk on Parshas Emor, by the Menorah. Why does it have to say that the Menorah is mechutz l'paroiches? It's ba'oyel moed. Ba'oyel moed. It was in the heichel. Mechutz l'paroiches says the Sefra. The Brisker Rav is just myrich to explain why it has to say again. It's not relevant right now for the Shiur, but al kaponim. What's clear is that in the Beis Hamikdash, the Menorah was close to the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So it's Yitachin Loimer, if we're putting the Menorah on the Durham, that it should be bedoimet to the Beis Hamikdash. Just like in the Beis Hamikdash, the Menorah was closer to the front. I don't know if it was touching the paroiches, but it was mechutz l'paroiches. If you want to know where in the heichel it's at, it was closer to the paroiches. Memela, in the shul also, when you put it on the Durham side, it should be closer to the front. One other point to try to clarify. So we know it's B'Durham, you put it on the right. And we know that it should be close to the front. Is it flush on the wall of the Durham side? Could it be removed a little bit from the Durham side? Some shuls you see it's pretty close to the Aron Kodesh. Does it have to be mamash on the wall? So there's a Rashi, there's a Mafurish Rashi, what happened in the Beis HaMikdash. Rashi ala Torah, Rashi says that it was 2.5 amas removed from the wall, the Darim side. Menorah bedarim, says Rashi in Parshas Truma, Meshucha min hakoisel hadroimi shtei amas emechza. The menorah was removed 2.5 amas. It wasn't mamash on the walls, 2.5 amas away. We're going to get to it soon a little bit more about it, but Al Kapanim wasn't mamash by the wall, so we don't have to put it by the wall. And you can see some shuls that have like a big Aron Kodesh, and you go up to the Aron Kodesh even to put the menorah over there, but it's b'tzad darim, doesn't have to mamash be on the wall, and also it should be closer to the front. Now that we know where to put the menorah, the shaila is, what direction should the menorah face? And thank you, Rabbi Yitzchak, for bringing the menorah. This is another part of the show and tell. Right now, the menorah is b'tzad darim, right? B'tzad darim, to say we're facing Mizrach, we put it on the right side. So this is already to the right side. It's the back. It would have to be closer to the front. But the shaila is like this. Get it onto the camera. The shaila is, should the menorah be facing this way, or should the menorah be facing this way? Clear? Is it this way from Tzafon to Darim, or is the menorah this way from Mizrach to Ma'ariv? What way should you put the menorah? We know we put it bedarim on the right side. We know we put it closer to the shul, and we know that it doesn't have to be right against the wall. But what way should the menorah be? Mizrach to Ma'ariv or Tzafon to Darim? So whatever you're going to say, you're going to be right. There's a machlekes tanoim in the Gemara. Machlekes tanoim. Gemara Menachas Sadik Chesam at Beis. Machlekes tanoim. How was it in the Beis HaMikdash? The whole Shiur was saying that it's bedoimet to the menorah of the Beis HaMikdash. What was in the Beis HaMikdash? Machlekes tanoim. How was the menorah? How did it stand in the Beis HaMikdash? The Mizrach l'mayr from Tzafon l'Darim. These are machlekes rishonim. Had a paskin. Which way? Machlekes rishonim. The Rambam in two places. One place the Rambam Per Gimel Hilchas Beis Habachir Alachid Beis says mefurish. V'chein neiros hamenorah haya keneged roichev abayis bein Tzafon v'Darim. Between Tzafon and Darim means this way, which would mean lefi the Rambam, all the people facing the Mizrach see the menorah flush on the front wall, so to speak. Right? The Rambam held that the menorah was this way. That's what the Rambam says. And B'noigeya, the Rambam says, this is another part that you mentioned briefly, and it's also going to be an afgemina. These candles face the middle candle. But what's about this candle? Where did this face? So the Rambam says it faced like this to the Kodesh HaKadoshim. But that's another Rambam, that the Rambam is clear that it was this way. But Al Kapanim, it was the Rambam learns that it was from Tzafon to Darim. Me'idach, the Ravid over there argues, and the Ravid, that's how we do, that we do it from Mizrach Lamayr, which means alongside the Shul. People are facing, let's call the head of the menorah. It's also a Rashi ala Torah in Parshas Ba'aloischa, because Rashi says that the Gimel Maravim, when Rashi explains how these candles, the three on this side and this side are facing, so Rashi calls it the Gimel Maravim and the Gimel Mizrachim. Now, if it's this way, these are not Mizrach HaMa'ariv, these are Tzafon and Darim. If it's this way, and as we said, this is Mizrach, this is Ma'ariv, so the three Ma'ariv candles are facing to Mizrach, and the three Mizrach are facing to Ma'ariv. So the Ravid, Rashi, the Trumas Hadeshin, hold that the menorah, among others, hold that the menorah was this way, like what we do. So it's a machlekes in the Gemara. Shkoyach again for the menorah to be able to see it clearly. Machlekes rishonim. What do we paskin lahalacha? So the Shulchan Aruch says very clearly. The Shulchan Aruch says u'mesadram mi mizrach l'mayrav. What we do is taka to have it from the front of the shul to the back of the shul. That's it. That's what you do. The Rishonim already bring that some had the minig actually to go the other way around, to do it mitzafen l'darim. And the Trumas Hadeshin says everyone should do like their minig. So if you come into a shul, I don't know if you're going to see in a shul, at least over here, I don't know if you're going to see it on the left side. We saw that the Darkei Moshe brings that these Menorah for such a minig, but it's on the right side. The Shulchan Aruch says that you do it, you put him in Mizrach L'Mayrav, which means like this, facing from front of the shul to the back of the shul. However, if you'll see that they do it the other way, Zok the Trumas Hadeshin Kol Echad Yaseh Kefi Minhagoi. Me'idoch, the Marshal, whose yahrzeit was this past Shabbos, the Marshal says, Va'al tashkiach b'minig. You put the menorah in the shul, mizrach l'mayrav, like what we do, and if anyone has a minig differently, you don't go with that minig. You change the minig. It's not a minig. Va'al tashkiach b'minig. But wait a second. Don't stop right here. If you're going to go into a shul and you're going to see the menorah is mitzafen l'darim, not like we do. If you're going to see the menorah like this, don't say, wait a second, the Marshal says to change it. The Magen Avram brings all this. He brings the Trumas Hadeshin that says you go with the minig, the Marshal not. Says the Magen Avram and the Chavetz Chaim brings a lahalacha v'nirali, the ein laws is minig, v'yesh lem al milismich. So if there's a shul that has a minig to put the menorah from Safan to Dorim, they have a minig like that. The Trumas Hadeshin says if a shul doesn't have a minig, of course you put it like what the Shulchan Aruch says. Of course you put it in the Mizrach L'Mayrav like this, the way we should be putting it. But if there's a minig, not because they don't know, but if there's a minig to have the menorah facing alongside, means everybody's davening facing Mizrach, you see the whole menorah. The menorah is from right to left, not to change. He's still, what'd you say?
Was the sheet this with the Rambam again?
The Rambam. And the Smag also. The Rambam and the Smag held Lahaloch and the Machlekes Tanoim. In the Beis HaMikdash, the Rambam Beis HaBechira says that the menorah in the Beis HaMikdash was from right to left. I wasn't able to verify yet, but over here, the Beis Tefillah, I heard that the menorah is on a slant. I don't know if it's only kept like that the whole year. Somebody told me that even it's like that. They light. I'm not sure. Yes, to be mevar by mezuzah, to be yotzeh both shitas. So we put the mezuzah on a slant. I'm not sure if this is to get both shitas, but that's something to look into. Yeah.
There's no room when you go up.
We'll get to it in a minute with a clear source about the meaning of the yakis. This is just for the olam. I didn't get a chance in Mavar to confirm on it, so you can look into it. Lagabe, the direction if these is such a tzah to do it on a slant. If you do it like this on a slant, so then you have both directions. The Chazon Ish said by mezuzah, to when you do it on a slant, you have nothing. You have not up and not down. So maybe over here also you don't have. In the Beis HaMikdash, either was b'mizrach l'mayrav or mitzafen l'darim. It wasn't on a slant, neither direction. What do we say?
It makes sense to the basic necessary Beis Medrash.
Wherever you light, the minig was to light. I don't know if a Beis HaMedrash that has different halachas than a Beis HaKnesses, but still, if you lit over there. Lastly, there's one more important pointer, one more nakuda. We're not finished yet. Why we're not finished? We're pretty clear where to put it. You put it b'tzad yamin on the dorim. It's pretty clear where we're holding over here. But wait a second. What side when you light it, what side do you stand? What side do you stand? Are you facing this way, which means facing Dorim? Or are you facing Tzafan? Right? It's very clear. You have the menorah over here. This is the menorah. So I got it if it's at the head of a table, so it's more convenient facing the head of the table this way. Do you light? It's always to the right. If I'm going to be facing this way, this is the right, the first night. And if I'm standing over here, the first one with my back to the Dorim, right, the menorah is on the Dorim side. Do I squeeze in? We said before the menorah doesn't have to be flush on the wall. But so it's moved off the wall. Do I stand between the Dorim facing the whole shul and I start on the right closer to the Aron Kodesh, or do I stand here facing the Darim? Good shaila. The Chassam Sofer, and the Mishabura brings this Chassam Sofer. The Chassam Sofer says that your back was to the Darim. Your back was to the Darim, as is explained. That's how it was in the Beis Hamikdash. We saw before Rashi says your back, you squeeze in between the wall and the menorah. In the Beis Hamikdash, it happens to be the left side, but you're between the menorah and the wall with your back to the Darim, facing the whole area in the Beis Hamikdash. So too is by the Shul. You stand, you have it on the menorah facing the tzafon. Right? So let's say, for an example, if you over here like this, and if the menorah is right here, it's very neat. You stand on this side. Me'idach, some ask on the Chassam Sofer, Ubesochem the Lahiris Nasan, Reb Nasan Gestetten, whose yahrzeit was this week. He has a tshuva about this. And he asked back and forth, actually, I think it's 3 tshuvas, with the B'tzelah Chachma. And he asks that the Beis Yosef says that the menorah is kavua b'kaisel. Ki'ilu, like connected to the wall, hooked onto the wall. If the menorah is hooked onto the wall, to the Darim wall, you can't get in over there and light it in between. You following? If you need a face tzafon and stand Darim, means you have to be able to get between the Darim wall and the menorah. And if it's kavua b'kaisel, you can't get in.
Can't stick your head behind.
That's not cool. The question is where you stand. If you're standing facing the menorah and you start from the right. So if you have to get in, kavua b'kaisel, some want to be miyashiv. The mice is like this. These minhagim lakan, of course, like the Shevet Sofer, who's the Einikol of the Chassam Sofer, somebody wrote to him that the minig was not like your grandfather, and he says, avada not to change, whatever the minig is. Earlier we had about Darim, so that we said, not Darim, what direction the menorah should be, so it's even a shayla, maybe yes to change the minig. Over here, whatever the minig is, you go with the minig. Whether, if it's to do like the Chassam Sofer, to stand on the Darim side, or the other way around, facing Darim. Whatever is done is right, but we should at least be educated. We should know that, okay, they're doing like this minig, like that minig. The minig by the Yekis, I have over here from a sefer that was written of minhagim of over 200 years ago, and it spells out clearly. It spells like the minhagim in Frankfurt, right? It goes through all the minhagim, and it says clearly, "Beseder kanisel." It says like this. It says that the menorah throughout the year was actually mitzafel nadarim. Means you should be able to see the menorah. But then when they took the menorah out to polish it, to clean it, to prepare it, when they put it back mimayrav lemizrach, mizrach lemayrav, like what we do. And then it says clearly that he faced the darim. And I just want to show that I got from my friend Romani Schwab. He works, he runs the Moisen KJ, the Makoyer of the Yakis in Washington Heights. So he sent me a picture, he sent me a few other things also about it. But if you take a look at the picture over here, it's very clear what way that he's facing. If he's the way he's facing Darim, not like the Chassam Sofer. Now, facing the Darim. The Kaf HaChaim brings that the minig of the Svardim, he brings this to Chassam Sofer, and the Kaf HaChaim says, miu, after the Chassam Sofer, miu, minig ha-Svardim ha-madlak u'beis ha-knesses oimid kineged ha-menorah, u'panav le-Darim, so the Svardim also face the Darim. Just to conclude the Shiur with one more pointer, b'doimel lebeis haknesses. The ikar we spoke about is where to put the menorah in the shul. Where to put it, b'tzad darim. We said the pashtus is that the menorah faces mimizrach lemayrav. And we also saw that the Chassam Sofer says your back should be to the darim. The Amar Hagam that have the other way around. You face the darim. That was the today's topic, the Inyan. Just to conclude with one more point. In the Beis Hamikdash, the menorah had steps. These are actually a big shaila why you have to have steps. You didn't really need it. That's the height A lot to talk about. Maybe it's even a shiur for itself. But why there was a need? But it was klar, there were steps. Like the Mishnah Masechtas Tamid, Shalosh Mailu Shaleh Kohen Oimid the Meitavas Haneris. There was 3 steps. And on the note of the picture, if you take a look over here, that's talking a minig over there also in the Shul. The Menhagim they have for hundreds of years. But if you take a look, he goes up on steps. B'doime to the Beis Hamikdash. We should be zoicha b'mheru b'yameinu, even before Chanukah, to be zoicha taka to light the Menorah in the Beis Hamikdash. We'll see if it was b'mizrach l'mayrav, metzaf and l'dorim. Have a wonderful Shabbos.